Welcome to my live, and I've made some notes here about the things I want to speak with you about. The first is the three red flags of a toxic person. And number one is they want to know everything about you when you have just met them. Now, there's nothing wrong with people taking an interest in you as a human being. There's nothing wrong with that. But when they start asking you for personal information, you should you should be very, very careful and be on guard. Like, do not be comfortable with them. Do not trust them. They are asking, right, for these things so that they can use them against you later. I mean, you've just met them. Why exactly do they have to know everything about you? Why? Why should they know everything about you? Who are they to you and who are you to them? Especially when you've just met them. That's the first red flag of a toxic person. Thank you for joining me. The second red flag is they love bomb you when you have just met them. Now, if you've just met someone, right, it means you haven't had time to get to know each other, right? You are basically strangers to each other. So it doesn't make sense that they like you already, that they like you so much. They might think you're cool. They might think you're a decent person based on the show interaction, but they don't actually know you to love you. You have to be very careful of this because them telling you how much they like you so much already or how much they love you so much already, it is very misleading, and do not let your guard down. And the third red flag of a toxic person is that they pay too much attention to the way you live your life. Now, what I mean by this is that, like, they have their own life to live, but here they are, right? Yet here they are, paying attention to your life, wanting to know more about you. It doesn't make sense. And think about it like this: they're paying attention to you because, let's say they like you, right? Or you think they like you, and there's nothing wrong with that. But why not pay attention, right? Why not pay attention or more attention to their own life? Just think about it. What is it? And there's nothing wrong with you. Yeah, you're special and you're unique, but what is it about you that makes them pay attention to you more than they pay attention to their life? It just doesn't add up. Hola, hi. It just doesn't add up. You can be a fantastic human being, but what, like, it doesn't make sense. They should love themselves more than they love you, because that's when you can truly appreciate their love for you and their interest in you, when they've shown it to themselves as well. But if they're not worried about themselves, but they just have so much interest in you, how you live your life, who you are, be very careful, especially when you've just met them. My next topic is toxic people burnout, right? And how you can put boundaries in place so that you don't have a fatigue where you're just drained of their energy. Number one is stop explaining yourself to them. All right, stop explaining yourself to them. The first step to not have a toxic person burnout is for you to stop explaining yourself to them, especially when you know they are committed to misunderstanding you. If someone's committed to misunderstanding you, and you are still explaining yourself to them, knowing that it's not gonna work or make them understand you, of course you're gonna be tired, because it's like you're hitting your head on a brick wall non-stop, and you know the brick wall is not gonna move. It's gonna be there, and guess what? You get hurt. That's the same thing that happens when you are speaking to someone or with someone, you're trying to communicate with them, but they've already decided to misunderstand you. They're already committed to not understand what comes out of your mouth. That's draining you because you're getting nowhere. You're getting no result. And what are you communicating to them when they know that you know they're never going to understand you because they choose not to? What it communicates to them is that you don't respect yourself. Because if you respect yourself, if someone doesn't understand you because they choose not to, and you keep trying to explain to them, they're gonna think you lack self respect, self esteem, and self love, which means you are prey, you are target, you are easy for them to manipulate. Because no matter what they do, no matter what they say, no matter how much they communicate, they don't care what you have in your mind, your thoughts, how you carry yourself. They know you will always be trying to convince them about something. And that's dangerous. The second way to avoid toxic people burnout is you not sharing your worries and your hopes for the future with them. Okay? And the reason I say this is because when you tell them your plans for the future, and we all know the future is where we have a lot of hope, we have a lot of planning because we want to improve our lives, right? That we plan for them to be in the future. So if you tell people your hopes and your plans, it's like you are giving them access to a better version of you. You are letting them into your safe space. And what they would do is, if they don't like you, or if they are insecure because your plans for the future and your hopes for the future is better than theirs, right? What they will do is they will stab you in the back. They will sabotage you. If you want a more in-depth understanding of how or why toxic people sabotage you, go on my channel. You will find the video, Mind Coliseum. Now, the third way to avoid toxic people burnout is for you to distance yourself from them as much as possible, right? You have to protect your psychic energy. You have to protect your mind from them. This is the thing, right? Think about the fact that you brush your teeth every day, right? You shower every day. You eat every day. You know, the essentials, the basic things you do every day. They are a part of you, right? They're a part of you. You don't think about it, right? It's part of your system. Your body just does it. Sometimes you might be like, I know I did it, but I just don't remember doing it. So you've brushed your teeth, you've eaten, but you don't remember doing it because you're on autopilot. Be careful with toxic people because you could end up finding yourself on autopilot being around them, meaning you just put up with the way they are if you don't get away from them and put boundaries in place. So you need to stay away from toxic people. You need to distance yourself as much as possible. That way, their toxicity does not become this normal way of living, right? Just like when you brush your teeth in the morning, you shower, you eat every day, it's a part of your life. You do not want tolerating or being around toxic people to be normal. You don't want it to be a normal thing for you. You don't want the things that don't help you to be a normal part of your life. You have to love yourself and care about yourself to want that. Like, do not let it be a part of your life. It's not worth it. Do not let the presence of toxic people to be a normal thing in your life. And if they won't leave, you leave, okay? Or at the very least, distance yourself as much as possible. If you have to, let's say, you have to be in the same environment, in the same building, you know? Say you have to be maybe in the same class. Maybe you're at college, you're in the same class. Distance yourself. Stay away. You're in college or uni, stay away. Don't be around them. Next thing I want to speak with you about is why a toxic person never wins in the long term, because it can seem as if like everything you do, everything you say, they twist it. You can never win. You feel like they get people to gang up on you. They lie about you. Again, I have another video about that. Why toxic people lie about you, you know? And so it can feel like you're not able to be understood, as if people already believe the toxic person, right? Or people, and they don't care about your side. They don't care about what you have to say or what you think, what you feel. That is normal. It's normal for you to think like this and feel this way, this frustration. It is perfectly understandable. So the way for you to know that they don't always win in the long run, right, is when you become aware of their game plan, you become aware of the way they operate, right? You know that they lie about you, they gossip about you, they spread rumors about you. That's that like that that's what their plan is. So how can they win, right? Well, you might say, well, knowing is not enough. You gotta do this, you gotta do that. Well, guess what? Knowing is a good first step. Knowing is a good first step. When you know, you can then get away from them. If you don't know, you become unaware, right? You're unaware of their plan, so you can't get away from them. So knowing is a very, very important thing. Being aware of their plan is a very, very important thing. Okay? So first, be aware of what they are doing. When you're aware of what they're doing, you can distance yourself. And that is how you can be confident that they don't win in the long term. Because when you know something, when you're aware of it, guess what? You can start falling for their trap, their tricks, their manipulation. When they speak with you disrespectfully, and they have a tone of voice and a body language as if you deserve it, as if it's your fault. They're trying to gaslight you, twist reality, manipulate reality. When you are aware of that, guess what? It doesn't work anymore. It doesn't work. Or at the very least, it won't work as it used to. Because even if you feel a type of way or you think a type of way because of the way they are treating you, in the back of your mind, there's going to be something that's telling you, man, you're full of shit. You're going to think that. And you're going to know that they have nothing good to offer you. And that they are full of BS. They really are. So being aware of their plans and the manipulation tactics is going to help you in the long run. Not them. They're going to be losing. They might look like they're winning right now because they got so many people on their side, and you feel alone. You feel like, you know, let's call you maybe the black sheep, right? Because you feel like that. Guess what? It's short term. It's short term. In the long run, you keep doing your best and improving your life, upgrading your life in ways that make you grow. You're gonna be good. That is a guarantee. Now, I wanna speak about trusting a toxic person, okay? And how you shouldn't trust them. So the first step to not trusting a toxic person. Let's say you've identified little things there and there that just don't make sense. They don't add up, right? So you're like, why are they doing this? Why are they saying this? Like, it doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. You don't trust their intentions, right? It just doesn't make sense to you. When you start thinking like that, you need to start questioning everything they say to you, right? And start watching their actions. Like, trust your instincts. Look, we all make mistakes, but you have nothing to lose by trusting your instincts and being like, is what they're saying true? Because they could lie to you about someone. They could lie to you about other people just to mess you up mentally so that you can get in unfavorable situations. They could lie to you, right? So you gotta watch what they say. Do not trust everything they say. Question it in your mind. Question it. Just don't believe everything people say to you, especially when you know they are messy. They are messy and they are troublemakers and they love to cause problems. And watch their actions. Watch how they do things, right? Watch what they do and how they do those things, right? Maybe they will say hello to you and greet you and be very polite in the beginning, right? But but when they communicate with other people, they whisper. They love whispering. You gotta watch that action. Why are they whispering with someone else? Right? Not that you want them to whisper with you, but why are they whispering with someone else? What's there to whisper about? What is there to whisper about? It doesn't mean they're speaking about you, but if what they are saying is a decent thing, right, and they're a decent human being, why are they whispering? Why? Why are you whispering? See, there are some people they are addicted to this whispering thing, and that reminds me, right? That reminds me. Watch my upcoming video about being addicted to toxic people, right? So back to the whole whispering thing. Some people just love to do things secretly that, it makes them feel like they are part of a group and they belong. You got to be careful of people like that because like they are deeply insecure and they are so needy to be part of a group. They'll be speaking bad about you or they'll be speaking bad about someone else. Be very careful. They love to speak slow and quiet and whispering. Things like that, be very careful of it. Be super careful because that just means if it's not about you, it's not a good thing. Because why whisper about it? Now, back to my upcoming video that I was speaking about. I will be uploading, right, every day. And I started doing this about 3, 4, maybe 5 days ago. I'm going to be uploading every day for the next year. And if you want to join me on this journey, go ahead, subscribe to my channel and hold me accountable because I'm going to hold myself accountable. You can hold me accountable. Yes, I will be uploading every single day. Long form videos every single day. And depending on how I'm going to plan it, right? Like, depending on the types of videos and the length of it, I will be doing live at least once a week. I'll be doing it live at least once a week. But the main objective is to post and upload a long form video every single day for the next year. So I'm excited to see how that's gonna go. I know it's gonna go great, but I wanna know how great it's gonna go. And yes, join me and don't just hold me accountable, like be part of the journey, you know? Let me know in the comment sections if you like my videos, if you don't like them, what you like about them, what you don't like about them, how they relate to your personal lives as well. Now, the second thing you can do, right, so that you don't, when you're not trusting toxic people, so that you don't become their prey, is don't ask them for anything. Yeah, that's right. Do not ask toxic people for anything. Don't. Don't trust them. Do not trust them. The reason is because they're gonna own you. They are gonna own you. The second you ask them for something, they own you because they know and you know they've provided you with some sort of value, something you value, right? And well, in life, there's give and take. The problem is not the give and take. The problem is give and take with the wrong person or the wrong people. That's when there's a problem. So do not ask them for anything and do not take anything from them. Whatever you need, whatever you want, make sure, okay, whatever you need and want, make sure you do your best to get it yourself. Or if you can't provide it for yourself, make sure you are requesting, you're asking for help from the right people, not from people who are going to manipulate you and just literally F you up. Okay, like toxic people. Like, be so careful of that. Do not listen. It's not about don't ask for help. Like, I'm not saying you shouldn't be asking for help. No, no. If you need help, ask for help. Please do, but from the right people or the right person. Okay, and if you follow my advice from earlier about being careful not to tell toxic people everything because they're gonna want to know everything about you, you're gonna know from that they are not the right people to ask for help from or to allow them to help you. That's another thing. They love to push help on you. They want to help you. They want to push that on you because they know once they've helped you, they own you in their mind at least. That's what they think. It's like a debt. It's a very quiet, unspoken debt. You know, it's this unspoken rule that person A helps person B. But A and B knows because of this, B should do something for person A so that everything is balanced, right? But be very careful who you are helping. Sorry, be very careful who you are allowing to help you. Be very careful. Be super careful of that. Not every one that offers their hand to support you means well. And again, I'm gonna be posting very soon a video about why you're addicted to toxic people. And this is not to blame you for, you know, being prey and falling prey and falling victim to toxic people. This is not to blame you, but just to let you understand that there's that there's a need. There's a need. This deep need to, you want to control everything, and because you want to control everything, you want to know what's being said about you, and because you want to know what's being said about you, you're going to put yourself in situations you don't belong and situations you don't want to be in, just because you feel insecure that you may not be liked or bad things may be said about you, and that makes you a hostage. Yes, it makes you a hostage when you are putting yourself around people that you know they're gonna speak bad about you, whether you're there or not. So why don't you just stay away and be at peace with yourself? They're gonna speak bad about you, even if you're there. They could just be having side conversations about you. Okay, so how can I understand it's the right person to trust with my issues? Okay, so number one, when they help you, right? When they help you, do they immediately ask you for help back straight away? And there's nothing wrong with you helping them back, but do they immediately ask you, do this for me, do that for me, just because they've done something for you, right? When they are someone who they genuinely help you, but they're not asking for anything in return, they just want to help you. So there, you know, they are people who they don't have this mindset. Again, there's a give and take in relationships, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if they help you genuinely, that means they're the kind of person that they have a mindset of just being good, just being a decent human being towards another decent human being. So if they do something for you and they're not even asking for anything, they just want to help you, and that's it. You know, at the very least, they're quite decent, right? They're quite decent. So that's check one. Number two, when you speak to them about your issues, right? You speak to them about your issues. How do they take it sometime later? Say in a week or 2 weeks or a month when you have a disagreement. What do they say to you? What do they say to you? Do they say to you the things you told them in secret and they throw it in your face? Or do they just try to sort things out with you? Now, you might be thinking, because I suspect the question is how to know that you can trust them in the first place. Well, guess what? Don't tell them anything personal in the first place. There's no need until until they have proven themselves to you. So, you're not going to tell them your issues straight away. Let's be real. You've just met them. You're not going to tell them everything that you are trying to fix in your life that is so maybe wrong in your life. You're not going to tell them everything straight away. You're going to tell them little things. They're going to know little things about you. You're going to know little things about them. So when if they were to ever throw things like that in your face, if you were to have a little disagreement, then you can't trust them with the bigger issues. If they're the kind of person they do something for you just so that you can do something for them back, then you know you can't trust them with your issues. And again, this is not to say you can't speak with people that you trust and that you love and they love you and they care about you as well. This is not to say you can't speak to people about your issues, but do your best not to pour your issues on the other person or the other people. Do your best not to do that because some people may find it overwhelming and they're entitled to find that overwhelming, you know? They're entitled to find that overwhelming. So, apart from, yeah, you want to trust the right people with your issues, at the same time, understand that some people may find it overwhelming. So, get to know people. See, before you think about who can you trust, get to know them. When you get to know them, you know if you can trust them or not, right? But you will know if you can really, really trust them if in the future they throw things in your face. Because everything can be great for 30 years, but yeah, as maybe a friendship or a romantic relationship or whatever type of relationship it is, everything can be great for 3 decades, a whole 30 years. But then the 31st year, they throw things in your face. There's a problem now, right? So things may not always be perfect in you knowing who you can trust with your issues, and things may not always be perfect in that relationship, right? But a big sign is if they throw things in your face, especially the little things that they don't have to say, but they say it, things you told them in confidence. And apart from the way they relate with you, right? Think about the way they speak about other people to you. Like, how do they speak about other people? Because I remember someone wise telling me that if someone speaks about other people to you, most likely they're gonna speak about you and your issues with other people. So be very careful there. If they speak about other people with you, like in a negative way, you can guarantee they're going to speak about you in a negative way with other people, especially with your issues. Okay? Especially with your issues. And back to my earlier point. Back to my earlier point. Not everybody wants to be overwhelmed with the issues. But of course, you want to know people that you can trust with your issues, right? And there is nothing wrong with that. But just understand that not everybody can take it. Some people, they don't know how to deal with knowing other people's personal issues. Maybe they've never been in a situation where people have told them what they're going through, so they don't know how to handle it. They don't know how to process it. And Yeah, if you have any more questions, let me know, and let me know if I've answered your question properly. There's something else I want to speak about, which is when someone has, say, someone you don't, get along with, or there's an issue, they maybe they've been gaslighting you for the longest time. They are a narcissist, they're a toxic person, if you like. There's usually like a sudden increase in their happiness, right? Because they, let's say you haven't been getting along, right? There's been issues, right? And they've lied about you. Again, check out my video about that. They've lied about you. They've sabotaged you. I have a video about that too on my channel. And they can sense that they have gotten so many people on their side, so many people on their side, and that you are the black sheep or you're the villain. You've been made to look like the bad guy. So what happens is you notice a sudden spike, a sudden increase in their happiness. They're so happy, like they are incredibly, incredibly happy. They're just happy with life. They're full of life. They're full of joy. They're shining bright. They are so like full of sugar and spice. They're so happy. And the reason they're happy is because they feel they have won against you, you know? And if you know someone who is a narcissist and they're usually miserable, they're usually miserable. They don't have to smile all the time, but they're miserable, right? And then you notice a sudden spike, and you know that you haven't been being the best in relating with each other, right? And then all of a sudden they're so happy, and you also know that they've been lying and saying bad things about you. Well, that's because you're welcome. That's because they now feel like they've been supported, right? They feel like their master plan has worked. They've gotten so many people on their side, and you are on the outside of maybe a circle, and they're all on the inside. So there's this sudden happiness in them which you have to be very careful of. There's this sudden, oh wow, everything is bright. That's the way they carry themselves, because they feel like they've made you look bad. They've made you look and maybe feel like you are irrelevant. So they delight in that. And these are people who they're not usually happy. They're usually miserable. Now, lastly, what I want to speak about is that you do not need a toxic person's validation to live your life and be happy, capable, and to be powerful. You do not need a toxic person's validation. Okay? And this is how, okay? Or these are the two ways a toxic person leave you broken, right? The first is they make you doubt yourself. They make you question everything, and you don't trust your instinct anymore. Yeah, you second guess yourself every single time. You have learned repetitively through the way they treat you. You have learned that you are not capable of living your life, as if you need them, as if without them you can't do anything. They make you feel and they make you think of yourself as less than, as if you are incapable of making decisions for your life. You have officially been taught how to doubt yourself and not believe in your way of life. And the second way you can know that a toxic person has left you broken is that even after you've distanced yourself, like permanently, you still feel like there is something missing in you. There's a part of you that is gone. A part of you that was there, but and even if you didn't think it was there, but you just know something is missing, something is gone. Yeah. See, they've done such a damage that even after they've left your life or you walked away from their life, you're still feeling as if you're a puzzle without a missing piece. That just reminds me again, there's a short about not fitting people's puzzle in life. Go check it out on my channel. Go check that out as well. It's a very, very good piece of short content. Go check that out. So yeah, thank you for being on my live, and again, I will be posting long form videos, or a long form video every day for the next year, and I started some days ago. And help me with that journey by holding me accountable, and I'm gonna definitely be doing that. Posting every day at least for the next year. It's just a challenge for myself. It's gonna be so good, and I'm looking forward to it. And regarding short form videos, shorts, depending on the editing of it, and the length of the long form videos, I'll be doing that when I can with the short form videos, but especially the long form is the priority. And in terms of my live, I will be going live once a week as well. Thank you for being here with me. And as always, stay tuned for more videos.